in Vegas, where
Oh,
Michael Burry, the Steve Carell character,
oh,
he's like, yeah. So they buy more or they get mortgages from us, and then we repackage those mortgages.
I don't know. The SEC is pretty horny recently. I wouldn't doubt.
yeah,
them.
but what is this? Yeah, I mean, like Elizabeth Warren apparently has a crypto death case, like death warrant out. Like
The SEC is like going after everything under the sun these days.
Well, the thing is that
So
the
they're talking
SEC
about though Brian
can't-
Armstrong is coming
can't
to fight.
agree. They can't
Sure,
agree on
but it's just-
on
it's gonna
what
be a long
crypto
war.
is. Is it a commodity or is it a security?
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Cryptosparta Podcast. We're back
2
where it
year-
all began.
2 year
Yeah,
anniversary. We're at the birthplace of Cryptosparta Podcast, episode 1.
which is the marking of a new cycle. It's up only. We're back in a bull.
Hey, maybe. Well, who knows?
Hey, Gabe's doubling.
Yeah,
He's
we
2Xing
got
in a
Gabe.
week.
The bull run is back.
Yeah, that's what they. I mean, it was alt season.
Bet more.
Bitcoin reached over 30,000 this week, and
Kaleo was like
ETH is over 2K.
well,
Shanghai
Bitcoin
update.
making another yearly high. Like maybe it's just as simple as people dump before New Year's for tax purposes. Just every New Year's buy Bitcoin.
Yeah,
The
That
bulls
is
are
true.
celebrating in the street.
$30,000 for one Bitcoin, all caps. That's,
30,000 American useless
Yeah.
dollars.
A lot of hooliganism in the market.
But I mean, yeah, a lot of people predicted the like Shanghai update, and that's with like
It got wiped out there. I think it was a sell wall. I think that they were selling to the institutions.
well, that was like the state
honestly, it
speaking-
did not go down.
Well,
it-
so that's what
If you look at the
Shanghai
chart, there
update-
were sell walls. There were orders being filled.
It's
so-
spot driven. That's what everyone keeps saying. I don't know
Really?
if it's true.
I
That's
don't
what everyone
believe
keeps saying.
that
That's what
bullshit.
people keep
Well,
saying.
the reason
I don't
why
think
there's
so.
such
I don't
a
know if it's
market
true.
is because like a lot of ETH unlocks for the ETH staking 2.0. So a lot of people were expecting that sell.
Well, in terms of options, I heard that
So-
there were some calls on ETH over 2K that people were exercising. So there were a lot of options where people were leveraged. Maybe Gabe can explain because he's like more the trader than I am. But when people bought options for cheaper than actually paying for it, then you can
Like
get-
an options contract.
you get
where
the
you agree
option to
to-
purchase
yeah.
ETH for 2,000.
It goes
And when
higher.
ETH teased 2,000, all those options were in
yeah,
the
I
money.
just hit.
Yeah. So it's a leveraged bet based off of the future price, depending on what the price is at that point. So all the people that like 3, 6, 12 months ago purchased ETH options to buy ETH at 2,000. When ETH hits 2,000, if it goes a bit over, your options are a leveraged bet because you don't actually buy the stock. You buy the option to buy the stock. So that means that it's cheaper, but if you don't even exercise the option, you're just paying money for an opportunity to like maybe do nothing. If I tell Gabe I want to buy ETH at 2,000 and it's at 2,000 and it stays at 2,000, I could just buy ETH at 2,000. But then why did I give him money for the option to buy it at 2,000? It's not worth anything. But if ETH
The
goes
upside
to
options is
3,000,
really high. That's
if
what I'll
ETH
say.
goes to 3,000 and then I have the option to buy at 2,000 because I gave him $100, be like, yo, do you promise to give me ETH at 2,000 in a month? And then ETH shoots through the roof. You're like, I'm going to buy a lot of ETH now. Let me exercise that option. But if the options just go to waste, then it's a complete waste. But it's
Yeah.
it's just a form of gambling, literally.
But there's not that many repercussions. Like
There's big upsides.
Bro,
small
did you not
downside,
see
yeah.
that Squid Games guy
Big
when he was like,
upside.
you were the smartest in our class. Like, what happened? He was like, there were.
He was leveraging.
He was using the options is a way of leveraging because the option to buy is much cheaper than the actual purchase.
I mean,
Well, it only
there's-
works if like something goes up a lot. Then it's like super worth it. But
No, I mean, well, yes, it depends.
if it goes down, it's bad for you.
There's
You
many
just lose
ways
money.
to
You
exercise
just
it.
lose money if it
No,
goes down.
there's also the way of imagine I have
Unless
a
you're
shit ton
short,
of ETH,
but-
and then I purchase options to either buy or sell. You can do puts as well.
Yeah, you can.
That are options.
Yeah.
I have a shit ton of ETH. So if I am worried about market volatility, then you buy options as a hedge, which is basically insurance. So not to call you out, but I can buy options to sell at the same price it is today, just in case it goes down a lot.
Yeah.
Because I own a lot of it.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of arguing with what you said.
No, I mean you can, but like that's the other side of it.
That's well, and then this is the way that options work in commodities markets or like cows, where, all right, hey man, I'm gonna lock in the price today.
But then, like again, if it moves the other way on you, you just wasted whatever you paid for the options.
And then that's the whole thing.
Unless you're buying both sides. I mean, there's like more complex strategies.
It is exactly. There's more complex
I don't know how
strategies.
far we need to get into options trading.
I was gonna say,
we can get very deep
is
in
this
that.
what people talk about when they're saying they're swinging outside the sheets?
Yeah, because if you do out of the money calls or in the money calls, so imagine the thing is, it's like if I have a shit ton of cows, you want to hedge your bet.
You want to milk those motherfuckers.
No, you want to make sure some is sold, so you buy the option.
It's a good way to play volatility.
Exactly.
Basically. That's what options are. Like a way to play. If there's no volatility, you lose money. That's basically what it is. If there is volatility, you make money.
You're exactly right.
If you
you're exactly
right.
If you play both sides.
Yeah, if you play both sides. Exactly.
And, I mean, it's just a leveraged timing bet, and it depends on what values you're getting. But if you think that Bitcoin is going to go way up, but you don't have much money, options is a way to leverage your bet. So if you're like, yo, I know Bitcoin is going up
Or down. Yeah.
I'm going to buy a month ahead of time and say, hey, I would like the option to buy 100 Bitcoin, but I don't have that much money. But I'd like to buy it at the price of today. So if it goes up in value, I can sell that option to someone else to buy the Bitcoin. So, hey, Bitcoin's at 30K. I bought the options at 20K. That's way out of the money.
Yeah.
And so then you sell that option to someone else. That option is just worth a lot now because, hey man, Bitcoin's 30K and I have an option to buy at 20K. So you make 10K.
10K, yeah.
But it's not free 10K. You charge them and then they buy the option. And then that's the crazy thing where you get into the next level at the Big Short, where that no offense to your people, but the Asian guy, where he was like the derivatives. I do not. I'm selling the options. I'm selling the options.
How do you know this is correct? Look at him. The numbers are correct.
No, not that guy. The guy at the tables. The guy at the tables.
What?
When you sell derivatives.
Quan
No.
in the Big Short.
No, I'm talking about the guy at the tables in Vegas, where Michael Burry, the Steve Carell character, he's like, yeah. So they buy more, or they get mortgages from us, and then we repackage those mortgages, and then we sell them, and then we sell insurance on those, and then the market for trading the options on insurance is larger than the actual mortgages. So it's like you can trade options. So if I'm buying Bitcoin options, you can buy them from me and then we can leverage up. And then he's saying it's spot.
Yo, I don't need to. This literally sounds like it could be like an infinity loop.
It is. And then
At
the
a
thing
certain
is,
point.
the money,
Like-
and then that's why if you're buying spot, if you just buy a coin, that's called spot. There's no leverage, there's no options, there's no derivatives. But then you realize that people are trading derivatives every day that are much larger than how much you're investing or the other people investing in Bitcoin.
Jesus.
And then that's why if Alameda goes down, it's like, oh shit, they had loans of 8 billion. Let's move on to Alameda because we've been kind of like in the weeds
I
about
was gonna say good transition.
Options.
But FTX were supposed to be leveraged where it was like apparently what's her name, the girlfriend Ellison, was down $1 billion in her
Caroline
was down $1 billion.
She's fed now.
She's fat.
No,
Fed.
A Fed.
Is she a
She's definitely
fat
not fat.
A
No,
fed
she definitely isn't fat.
Smithy.
She's a little. I know what
I
she's.
know.
Fat.
Shut
I
up.
know.
Fat isn't the word I would use.
Smithy, like Smithy would hit. That's Smithy's
No,
type.
she's a 0.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Ooh.
She look. What are you guys talking
She
about?
fucked, man. She's in a polyamorous. She's organizing
So
3
they
sons.
obviously
She had a how many digits is that? She had a 10-digit trading account.
I thought about digits that she's fucked, but
I'm sure
10
maybe.
digits.
But
Wow, no
yeah,
sympathy?
FTX, man. Apparently they recovered $7.2 billion. And they want to relaunch their exchange in Q2.
They're talking about taking Sam back as CEO as well.
Yeah.
Can we talk about this a little
Get
bit though?
Sam back in there.
Because people kind of took the announcement and the press release at face value. Let's actually dig deep into this. They thought that everybody's money was gone,
Yeah.
and they found it.
How did
Where
they
was
miss
it?
Yeah,
What was
mysteriously.
going? What do you mean?
Oh, we looked through this
Hey,
drive.
Crypto doubled.
Uh,
All
yeah.
of a sudden we have the money.
Yeah.
Crypto went back up. We've
Yeah,
got the
crypto.
money. now.
Each
They were
number
probably-
2K.
Yeah.
We're up. We're
My
back up.
D-Gen 100x long.
We found it.
It's
It came
just
back.
like-
Yeah, dude. What if they created their own Black Swan event to buy low and just
Yeah.
leverage buy large and make it all back?
Well, Sam Bankman-Fried
Brilliant.
is known to be on the sides of the Democrats and Comcast, Underground Lizards, and Klaus Schwab. You know,
The Weef.
he's part of. He's a globalist. If he gets off, it's actually gonna be disgusting. I heard Doquan's for sure going to jail though, right?
Where in what jail is he?
I heard he's gonna do like
Is
120
he gonna
years.
do? Is he
Korea and
extradited to
U.S.
Korea?
It's between. I think it's Korea.
They're gonna battle it out over.
Yeah.
No, I
over-
think Korea gets it.
No, I think US will go.
He fucked a lot of
US
Koreans.
has more sway.
He fucked a lot of
Yeah,
Koreans.
Koreans are fucked.
The US has more sway.
No,
than
the
little city.
Koreans like
Serbia
the,
wants to please
the
us.
business
Sometimes
people have like their own arm.
Sometimes the U.S. is like tactful though, where they're like, "He's yours," like, you know.
Maybe. I don't know. The SEC is pretty horny recently. I wouldn't doubt.
Yeah,
them.
but what is this? Yeah, I mean, like Elizabeth Warren apparently has a crypto death warrant out.
Well,
Like
the SEC is like going after everything under the sun these days.
well, the thing is that
So
the
they're
SEC
talking about though, Brian
can't-
Armstrong is coming
can't
to fight.
agree. They can't
Sure,
agree on
but it's just-
on
it's
what
gonna be a long
crypto
war.
is. Is it a commodity or is it a security? Like there's 2 different departments. Like the CFTC
So
is like calling
Brian,
the
I
wire
know,
charges.
I know you watched Succession because we watched it together. And when Logan is like, "What do you mean
Spoilers.
laws?" or "What do you mean politics?" Like, laws are people. Politics are people. At the end of the day, it's clear that they're signaling that they're hostile. You can't take them at face value. You can't
Yeah.
take the SEC. You can't trust them. You can't trust the government to tell you what their rules are going to be. And then now the sentiment is that they're getting more hostile towards the crypto people.
Yeah.
And what that plays out as, you can't, to a certain extent, our job, or not our job, but like what we do is try to keep up and inform of what's going on and what the new news is. But if we say, you know, they're going to rule this way or that way, it seems at the end of the day, they don't give a fuck about the rules. And they're just going to decide ad hoc to fuck with the crypto industry. Because it seems like they are clamping down. I mean, am I wrong?
They're fucking up, maybe.
They really are. And I mean, it's going to go offshore. But then
We're gonna lose a lot of free money on taxes.
Yeah.
Probably. But I guess no one pays taxes on crypto anyway.
4%.
Yeah.
4%.
Apparently
So
they just
maybe
said
they're
it.
not missing out as much as you.
But does that make you feel dumb if you actually pay taxes or you try to report your crypto?
I feel like taxes are such an arbitrary number, right? Because they're just gonna print whatever they need anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just how much you're actually taxed really matter to the government. It matters to you, obviously.
Yeah.
But to the government, does it really matter? Any percentage is whatever, because they're just gonna come up with the money anyway
Yeah.
for what they really want to do. But
It is kind of weird. Like
it's arbitrary to them. It's a big. It matters to us.
so.
But
But yeah, do you even report it nowadays? Like
So they only go after money if it's going to be profitable for them to go after you. Like, they're not going to go after you unless you're like rich, most likely.
But that was what they were saying, was that they were funding more and more people.
They are. They're trying to size up.
And the thing is,
more.
Yeah.
They talk about there are the countries that clamp down on it hard because the capital outflows. If you're in Argentina, I would have everything not in Argentinian pesos.
Bitcoin just made all-time high.
Bitcoin's way better than that.
That's how bad their inflation
The
is.
weird thing that I've explained to a lot of people that talk about Bitcoin,
Bitcoin's all-time high.
they tell me, oh, you're the Bitcoin guy or you're into crypto. And I'm like, one thing that's really interesting is that really actually you can have stable coins, and crypto makes the dollar way more accessible to third world nations that actually want the dollar.
People here don't understand how bad the currency situation is around.
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
They have no concept.
No idea.
They have like they think the U.S. is the whole world, and that's just how money works. And they don't get their currency.
I was in India.
Overnight.
I was in India.
People here don't understand that.
I was in India.
That's like a foreign concept
for multiple shocks. Dude, there was this one drought in India, and the price of onions doubled. There were riots.
It'd be cool if we rioted over eggs.
Yeah, it would be cool.
That's kind of what it would be like.
Honestly, Americans need to riot more, I think. I think we need to riot more, but about the right things. Not about...
Yeah, no, that's it.
Fixing our roads.
This is now a political podcast.
Yeah, I was
starting to... No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll say it. Let's see what your editing team has to say.
Oh, they don't edit shit. All they do is just add in random music that distracts and the listeners.
I guess crypto already is political, though. It's already very right. It's already very right wing.
It is
very right wing.
I mean, right wing.
Yes,
wing,
no.
Yeah.
I mean,
right wing try to claim them.
No,
but they're not really.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, no.
It's libertarian.
It's
libertarian.
It's libertarian.
You know what's wild is a lot of people. You know, one of the most free states, in my opinion.
Sure.
New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Melissa Demers. She lives in New Hampshire for a reason.
And so they have a lot of Bitcoin people that are super rich that are like libertarian New Hampshire, like woodsmen.
Yeah.
And we saw them, Brian and I saw them at the Bitcoin conference. They were in that teepee doing the like, hodl, my friend, just hodl. They're like weird psycho-religious people. Awesome. It was so strange. They had chants.
I can't believe you went to that. The Miami Bitcoin.
What?
That was like 2 years ago.
It was so bearish too. It was just straight down after.
No,
that.
yeah, right after.
Right
after that.
It was in the midst of the
downside.
Peak bear.
It was at 4,000.
Peak bear.
Yeah.
And we were telling all these people, they were like, "So you're into Bitcoin?" I was like, "I actually like moved out of Bitcoin into ETH. Like, I like NFTs. I'm into crypto, but I'm just at Bitcoin because I wanted to go to the whatever." And they're like, "I'm only into Bitcoin. Ethereum is a scam."
What is Ethereum? They're like asking questions about Ethereum.
What do you mean NFTs? I just am into Bitcoin.
Bitcoin,
it was weird because they were really, dude, the Bitcoin max.
That's most people, man. Yeah, that's most people.
Those people are insane.
Most people are just Bitcoin.
There is no second.
Yeah, shout out Michael Saylor.
Yeah, there is. You know, they're back in the green.
Yeah. What bank just purchased some shares of MicroStrategy?
Yep. They started.
Citibank? Was that Citibank?
There was another one that was a foreign bank. There's a couple banks.
TD.
At this point, MicroStrategy is a proxy for Bitcoin.
Exactly.
And JP Morgan just bought, like, I think a big percentage of MicroStrategy. So they like, they like technically made a big bet on Bitcoin by buying that much MicroStrategy.
Yeah, it's like exposure to BTC.
Isn't it weird how like a company can buy a company that's exposed to this? So
well, that's what the ETHE and GBTC, the Grayscale trusts on the stock market.
Yeah. Well, and the London Exchange is going to list an ETF.
Coinbase futures are about to come out too.
And then
in the midst of the SEC.
Yeah. If you have an ETF in London though, then you can do derivatives trading. But derivatives trading on Bitcoin is illegal, but on the ETF will be legal. So then it's going to open up a lot of liquidity of people gambling up and down and on future prices and I mean, the decentralized exchanges are getting more and more sophisticated. Like the cat's out of the bag. I don't know if they're gonna try to fight. It seems like the US is gonna fight it, but we have less of a to get into I mean, they do get in personal freedoms. Like we can't trade this, we can't trade that, but you can fucking gamble. It's really what's the word? Like
Inconsistent?
yes, that's the exact word I was looking for. And I was like, I don't even need to get flowery with my language. They're just you can't trust them because they're inconsistent.
They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, and they
They're
have
coming
no
from
clue.
no source of knowledge.
No, I
Like,
mean they don't come from a source of knowledge. They come from a source of self-interest.
Yeah,
and that's why they're
exactly.
inconsistent.
But they
Because
don't
they're
even
stepping
because
on
they're
all each other's toes.
they're
based on what
interested
they
in
Liz
on
Warren,
both
for
sides.
example, she's a
And now Fidelity
because of her
Fidelity is
age.
offering Bitcoin to their clients. Look, they want a piece or they want to fight it, but they don't think they can fight it, and then it's going to be a slow transition, and they're going to fight it, but they're also going to embrace it because they want some of the money. I don't know. I see it as bullish, but just to touch on NFTs a bit, there was this one thing, and I think it's a psyop, Nakamigos. It seems completely manipulated, and Beeple had made some bet and had like done one of his Beeple pieces about him, and it just crashed and burned. And I think that now people have their eyes open to what is genuine, what's like actually going to be serious. I've talked about the Kampai Pandas and the Pudgy Penguins, but there are other NFT brands that are like, dude, the Bored Ape Yacht Club and Yuga are like getting more sophisticated where it's like, okay, we can't just fuck around and like make money off of nothing. Like we kind of have to like the age of just being an NFT brand is not enough anymore. Like it's got to get a little bit serious. And then there's a lot of those tanking, the doodles and cool cats and stuff. But this week is NFT NYC. And so there's a lot of money moves being made. Luca Nets had done a State of the Union.
Penguins. I don't know that the response to the Rogues was not good.
Really?
It wasn't. Yeah.
Not what we were
It
expecting.
was very bearish.
No, it was the thing is he's betting on some pretty sophisticated stuff, but it wasn't a price go up thing or like an airdrop thing. And I think,
Yeah, and NFTs, it's like pretty low curve, so that's just bearish.
well, what he was doing was his main thing is licensing. And I recently started following this guy on Twitter who has 13 licensed penguins. You can license the penguins to like companies and businesses. And Luca is trying to get all the penguins licensed and then have the IP be the main thing.
Yeah.
NFT DeFi.
Well, it's not
I'm
NFT
just kidding.
DeFi. It's more like
royalties.
No,
it's like
it's-
real estate.
I'm
yeah,
just kidding.
it's Disney. It's Disney.
Yeah.
He's trying to have the
Oh,
penguins
man.
be Disney, and then it was way over people's heads because
Definitely.
it's like,
1,000 miles over people's heads.
and then people were like, "Fuck this! I thought I was just gonna get some money for
Yeah,
free airdrop
that's-
to me," and he was like, "I did something."
You have to have some awareness and realize that's mostly what the space still is.
So right
It's
afterwards,
like if I'm not getting money, worthless.
yeah,
It's the
right afterwards, he
like-
said, "I made a mistake. I
Yeah.
shouldn't have announced it like this." But what he said was that the Pudgy Penguin rods were going to be multipliers if you licensed your penguin and you had a rod.
But you're
It would double or triple your
or a little
commissions.
pudgy.
Yeah.
Number go up,
But
everything.
first you
go.
gotta license
Never
your
go down.
penguin too.
And then so what he was talking about was this is in conjunction with overpasses, like when you drive on a highway
Yeah.
and when people do like the flags or whatever, or not flags, but like signs. And then they write like, like honk if you like Biden or Bush or titties or whatever, then he's trying to do Operation Overpass where he wants Pudgy Penguins to just be everywhere around America on the overpasses. So that if you own a Pudgy Penguin, there will be a deal for you to license it. And then he's like, if you own a Pudgy Penguin, there's going to be so many opportunities for you to license it. And then if you have a rod, you'll get increased commissions on your licensing.
You got some rods.
I have some rods. And
I have a rod.
Yeah, and then my dad has the bigs, the original Pudgy Penguins. So if there's a licensing deal, owning the rod will double or triple my commissions. But this is like a 6 month down the road IP play.
Probably longer.
Yeah.
You know, this is like
Exactly.
a really long-term play.
Yeah. So it's like the Rod announcement.
Most people aren't patient, but like
No.
patience gets rewarded often.
Well, the
Yeah.
thing is, it depended on the rarity. And so I purchased a rare Rod, and then
In
you don't get
hindsight, I don't
the
know if
full
it-
multipliers.
Yeah, you wanted
you-
to get a rare pudgy penguin, not the Rog.
You need a full pudgy penguin. Lil Pudgies, the multiplier
That's
is
how you
less.
get the licensing deals from your pudgy. Like
Yeah.
you gotta have a marketable pudgy penguin.
No, but what he's saying is that he's gonna line up so many fucking deals because they're gonna be on every overpass. They're gonna be all around America that everybody can license their penguin.
Yeah.
But there was one dude. I mean, if you put the effort in, you can get a lot of licensing deals.
Dude, I could see them like licensing some like baseball stadium in Japan. You know, like
It's burger joints. You saw the Bored Ape burgers or whatever, the Bored
Yeah.
Burgers shit in California.
the In and Out stuff. Or,
Yeah, you end up just lending your, yeah.
Well, I mean, those motherfuckers had a Mr. Beast Ghost Kitchen. Like, I don't know if that's a big deal or not, but it wasn't anything that sophisticated. Like,
Well, they're doing a lot of
like,
toys.
yeah.
They're doing a
Well, no, that's sophisticated. Let's create a ghost kitchen. That's not that.
Dude, those are so sketchy. Ghost kitchens.
Yeah, that's my point. Like we're fucking jacking off to Yuga Labs for creating ghost kitchens. Like, no offense, Pudgy Penguins is
No,
better.
I was
given
gonna
the
get
fact
into
that,
I was gonna get into the other stuff that they've been doing.
Yeah.
So they're
When are they building a theme park, man?
the
That's
metaverse
next-
is pretty deep.
That's the next step.
And then the thing is, Yuga, they've been raising more funds from actually sophisticated venture capital. The thing is, they've become a blue chip because they've become a real company. And that's the thing is, out of NFTs, will you become a real company or are you a cash grab?
Well,
And the
depends on
Kanpai
what-
Pandas seems like it's an actual brand. And then the weird thing is, what does the brand stand for? And at some point, sometimes it doesn't even matter because it can be a person, a thing, or an idea, and that's enough just to make money. But the Kanpai Pandas, they have their sponsors, who are the MMA people. They do the in-person events, and then they have merch. Like, that's a business already.
Yeah.
And then if it's successful or not, it's not even how well it's run. It's just, is it hype enough? And Bored Apes are hype enough that they're a full-grown business. It's like Trump. You know, Trump was a failure as a business person, but he just got so much attention
Well aware.
that he ended up making money off of licensing his name. And that's where he made most of his money.
Well, that's smarter.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
smarter
than
just to
being
be able to get
business.
more attention.
Yeah.
And then they said he was the genius at earned media. Earned media costs a lot of money to be advertising yourself. You guys know Michael Bloomberg?
You have a failed mayor. I'm joking.
100 million.
Dude, you got a tax soda pop. What's up with that? No.
I spent 100 million to become president, and all I got was this T-shirt.
Yeah.
Dude spent 100 million. He pulled like at 4%.
Yeah.
It's better than a lot of people would do for 100 mil, though.
But Trump got
what's
more
it,
attention
Well, no offense.
without spending that
Connor
money.
Roy.
Yeah, Conor Roy. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
100 million for 1% is like, oh,
that's pretty good.
all right. So do you win with that 100 million? It's
Man,
like,
oh, hold my-
you guys said this was turning into a political podcast. It's about to turn into a succession podcast.
Well,
that's a great, also a great show.
Con.
Sagar talked about it too in Crystal and Sagar, where he said Trump knew it. Where he's like, earned media, it's worth millions.
Hmm.
Like Trump knew that he was just getting attention
Yeah.
and sucking all the oxygen out of it.
Look, he's a brilliant media savant.
Dude, we forgot to talk about Doge, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Doge
what
me.
the fuck was up with that shit when the Twitter logo turned into a
Elon,
goddamn-
man.
You have more market manipulation.
He
He just
changed-
can't help himself. He just can't help himself.
Yeah, at a certain point,
He's got to flex.
He
At a
changed
certain
the
point,
you
avatar
got
to a
to
Doge
flex.
logo.
Look,
Like Doge
flex.
pump.
I
You got the Doge
30%.
Army come up, dude.
So
Yeah.
Che, aka Bitcoin Panda, aka the Panda, he's saying Doge is gonna pump on 420.
He keeps saying it's gonna 10x. Like it's the safest 10x in crypto.
I
That's
mean,
his
it was
theory.
been up.
Save his
We
10x
were just
in
talking about
crypto.
earned media. This is such a great transition. We were talking about Trump and attention and the attention economy.
Doge. And especially like
I have allocated some Doge.
the world's
safe
biggest
bet.
troll and Elon Musk just
Say it
loves just to play around with Doge.
So he is the world's biggest troll, Brian. You're right.
Like honestly, like Doge.
Did you not feel for him when he said that his feelings have been hurt?
No.
In the BBC
He'll be
interview?
okay.
He'll be fine.
He can wipe up the tears
Right,
of being a top 5 billionaire.
Cry me a river.
He's autistic.
He'll just make a couple more babies. He'll
He
be
doesn't
okay.
know why people don't like him.
He's all right. I don't feel bad for him though.
Look, I'd
feel
be
bad for
happy
him.
to sit down with him one-on-one.
He's autistic.
He's done pretty well. It's hard to feel bad for
it's
people.
hard-
who've
yeah,
done
it's hard
so
to feel
well.
bad.
He's a workaholic. He's autistic.
Yeah, and he's
He
done
doesn't
really
get
well.
why people don't like him. You know
He
what's
gets a
crazy?
lot of credit, man.
Listen to me.
It's a lot of credit. I don't feel that bad for him.
Yeah,
He
he
gets a lot of
has a
credit.
lot more money.
A lot of money, a lot of credit.
Yeah.
I am so
A lot of
happy
people are
that
very
he
positive.
I'm so happy he revealed the Twitter files, and that we're being tracked and
Yo,
censored.
he literally just dumped Matt Taibbi.
I mean, yeah. Everybody knew all that.
Matt
but
Taibbi.
Yeah.
He stopped following
He
him.
proved it. That's true.
He fucking platonically dumped him.
We got to talk about this because you're always just uninformed or misinformed.
Did he or did he not
Yeah.
unfollow him?
You're just wrong.
Daniel, tell him what's up later.
Let's get to the shills.
All right,
Let's
yeah.
get to the
Let's
shills.
get to
Those
it.
shills, it's crazy. I don't know. For me, I think the ETH after the Shanghai update, not a lot of selling.
It just held at
It just
2,000.
held and just went up.
Whatever's expected, the opposite happens.
Exactly.
And when 95% of people think it's going to go down because Shanghai will be a sell event, it'll always go the other way.
I guess.
Or 9 out of
that's
10 times it'll go the other way.
props to the people who just ignored the
Yeah,
news.
you just got to be contrarian.
And so now I just don't want to miss alt or like the transfer into alt season because I feel like there's a huge leg up, and then eventually it's going to transfer to alt season.
The FOMO's kicking in hard for you, Brian.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Hard
want
FOMO at 30.
buy more Chainlink, man. Like
Yeah, hard. Yeah, Chainlink hasn't even moved.
yeah,
You're not even late.
you can get
It's moved like
$8,000.
$1.
You can get 1,000 for 8,000 or for $8,000. You can get 1,000
Yeah.
for $8,000. That's suicide stack.
Bitcoin doubled. Chainlink went up 10%. You know, you're early.
Exactly. Eric Schmidt, man, to the promised land. Cooper, if you're listening, shout out. Chainlink.
Shut up, Coop.
Dan, what do you got?
Gabe kind of had said it where it's like when some people do one thing, like, you know, the opposite, and it's totally true. Like I just relatively sold my Phantom and it's gonna pump now.
Yeah.
So I'm chilling Phantom.
Huge bullish signal he just sold.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
exactly the same time last time I did it.
Both single.
But Phantom is really always so good. I wanted to get in touch on this because Brian showed ETH, and the thing about ETH is that it's really, really decentralized and a really strong, safe network that everyone can trust. And it's like really the heart of what blockchain is supposed to be about. Phantom is a bit more centralized. There are a few like lesser players. Phantom is faster than ETH and cheaper, and it has a place in the L1, L2 system. The one thing I would say is, like, for one, it's not going to take over ETH. ETH has a place of the dominant blockchain. And then with the Shanghai update and all the people invested in stocking it, I can respect the ETH shill. Phantom, it's smaller, it's faster, it's for DeFi people mainly. It's getting better and better. It's going to go up. The one argument against that I was talking about with Gabe was that there's other L1s, L2s, Solana, Optimism, Arbitrum, Avalanche, but I'm still bullish on Phantom. I agree with Brian. ETH is good. Phantom has an argument that I explained. There's an argument against Phantom. There's an argument against ETH as well.
If people are saying alt season, it first got to go through ETH, right? Or
Yeah.
Like somehow.
Yeah, in the cycle.
I mean, ETH connects.
But people were saying like that cycle is
But you
played
think
out.
it's gonna transfer out that quick? I feel like ETH pump enough.
Well, Daniel, I want to potentially.
It's still good.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Give
saying.
it
Like
some
ETH needs to
time.
pump more.
It's healthier to
Let's
take
look
it.
at
I
transfer
want
into
Daniel's input on this potentially. So you talk about how you mentioned how Phantom is more centralizing for DeFi. how does that play into the fact?
No, it's not
that
more centralized for DeFi. It's more centralized
The
in the
coin
fact
itself
that
is
like
more
the nodes are more centralized. There's not as many nodes.
DeFi.
But the protocols are totally separate from who's running the nodes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'm not trying to get that inside base. What I was talking about is its founder Andre created Yearn, which is particularly big in DeFi. Where does that
Look,
lend itself into the future outlook?
what I would
More
say,
so.
what I would say that like kind of to steer
You
your
know what I
question
mentioned
is
there.
the idea of like there are public and private blockchains, and then not only are there, like Gabe was saying, these apps and these decentralized exchanges and these protocols, there is also deals that Phantom has with sovereign governments that are private contracts. They're doing stuff for the Afghanistan and like Pakistan governments. These blockchains are technologies that they're public slash private businesses. ETH is like the public commons and it's a bit more expensive. I think Phantom is a bit more specialized, a bit more niche, but they're going to keep improving on their technology. They do have more competition, but are they going away? No. Are they going to get better? Yes. Is ETH dominant? I'd say so. I mean, that's an argument. That's a discussion. Is ETH now with
Yeah,
the
I don't think
Shang?
ETH's going anywhere.
He's definitely not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Not that you have like good side chain
I'm not
options.
saying-
why
I'm
would I go
Internet
there?
bonds, man.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying Phantom is gonna overtake
Arbitrum
ETH.
kind of admits that ETH's just never gonna go away.
Yeah. And then it is kind of the idea of, is it the full cycle where it's like first Bitcoin pumps, then ETH, and then altcoins, and then like it's kind of Brian said ETH, I said Phantom, that's an L1, but then it's like Gabe can do his shills where it's the altcoins,
Yeah.
the shit coins that are
Yeah.
popping.
I will, but the only thing I want to say is I think the only real bearish argument against Phantom is the centralization. But
It's like
Yeah.
the average person doesn't give a fuck.
and also
Who cares?
the reason they want to be more centralized is so they can be faster and safer. And you kind of have to sacrifice something. And that's kind of like the path
Yeah, because
they
there's
wanna
a
go
giant
down.
consensus, but and then with
But-
ETH, it's also centralized to like whatever Lido whale there is.
It's
Or
true, but
it's like got all this
because of the market cap, ETH probably is the most decentral. Like it's just
and I've heard about the technology with like
there's just
linked
more
and like
players. There's just more
the
players.
more nodes, the
There's-
more
yeah, there's more
decentralized, the
nodes.
stronger the network.
There's just more players.
But you sacrifice size for speed and
you
efficiency.
sacrifice a lot of size and you sacrifice price. I mean, like I forgot to mention price per transaction. Like it's much cheaper to keep it more centralized as well.
But dude, Gabe, hit your
Yeah.
shills.
All right, so two coins that have been popping off that I like. I heard about a bit ago. Injective protocol. That's been around a long
What's
time.
the symbol?
INJ. So that's been around a long time. That just broke into the top 100, but that was a project that actually came
What
out
does
with their
it
coin
do?
in 2019. It's basically like a kind of like a TradFi bridge, like derivatives protocol, where they
Okay.
want to like tokenize,
GMX?
They're tokenized like real.
No, it's
they're
way more than
tokenized
GMX.
real
They
things.
want to tokenize real things as well. They want to tokenize like stocks. They want to tokenize commodities.
Okay.
And like they just want to basically combine like TradeFi. Like they'd like want to like bring like a established like TradeFi like brokerage or platform
yeah.
and just synchronize it
You
into
tokenize assets.
yeah. To tokenize all
Yeah,
the assets.
tokenized assets.
And this is something Mark Cuban actually got involved
Huge-
in back in 2019.
Huge market analysis is
So-
on tokenized assets.
This project's already been around since I was in crypto. The all-time high came back from the last bull market, which was 20 plus.
So it's been around at least a bull market. So it's not just a brand new company.
The progress has been slow, right? But
Yeah.
it's it's just fun to watch.
It's
I
still
think there's
that's
a lot of
saying something.
I think it's a very bullish area
Yeah.
to be in right now.
I mean, if you're able to survive from last bull run, like that's saying something.
And then the other one I wanted to talk about was NXRA. I don't really know what it is, but it's a coin that's been popping off, low cap. You
The name has just been floated around.
the same people who are right about Inch, the same people who are right about Rose,
Why
have
not?
been floating this, and so far they've been right about this. It's up 2x.
Ride the wave, right? Ride the wave.
It's up 2x since I bought it.
Yeah.
That was like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
That just gives you 2020
Yeah.
alt season vibe.
People smarter than me are
You know, you're
picking
just like
stuff and
people are just showing
I'm
stuff.
following. Why
Yeah.
do research?
Yeah, you're basically like showing stuff, and then like people follow and just like the ride waves, and like a lot of people still make money, but then you catch the wave late. It's like surfing. Then you
NXR,
get
right? The
caught.
Giga brands are pumping it.
So we'll
so-
see.
We'll see.
That's a good. That was a good ups.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Smithy was actually here for this one. But
What up?
thanks for
Welcome back.
listening, other
This guy.
esteemed guests.
Yeah, this is a success 2-year anniversary.
Yeah, back
Yeah.
where we began.